Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne, and we have now got issue 66 of Eagle Moss's Build the Delorean, and I'm telling you now, this looks blinking fiddly. Okay, when I saw issue 64, the printing error, because they said we've got door catchers and cables, and then eventually in the next issue we had the boot lining, trunk lining with the spare tyre strap and stuff like that. Well, obviously we're going to have to deal with these door catches sooner or later, so we've got it here. Now normally I do show you what we've got to do, and I will show you on the screen what we've got to do, but I think the best way to tackle this one is just get on with it and just lay everything out methodically, which I've done here. As you can see, we've got two wires here, one that's labelled 1, and one that's not labelled anything at all, the orange one. The first wire, I've already had a read through the instructions, so I know what we're doing. But the first cable we're going to be using will be number 1, just so you know, the white one. But we've got 4 tabs, 4 springs, 4 door catches. We've got a left and right ones of these that we had problems with in issue 60, which have got a slightly different inside, if you can see on the camera there, to these. Oh my god, I'm dropping screws everywhere. We've got 4 little tabs, 2 little clips, and hundreds and hundreds of screws there. Let's get cracking on this, because this is going to be difficult. I know it is. The first thing I'm going to be doing, I'm going to turn it around now. As you can see on the side camera here, I've put some low-tack masking tape on this just to stop the boot opening and closing up. And I have got some more cameras on the go. Look, I've got this side camera here. I've got a side camera over here, and I've got the top camera over here. So hopefully you'll be able to catch everything I'm doing in this build. But the first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be dealing with this section here and putting the catches on these 2 bits here. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to lift up the front end of the vehicle with my screw box just to make it a little bit more flat and easier to work with. So step 1, we've got these little bits here. We're going to be putting a spring on the end, and they're going to be going into this section here. Now when we put them in, I'm just going to put a spring on just to show you. When we put them in, they can only go in one way. So you see that there, you need to make sure it goes in that way. Make sure it goes in that way. Okay, once the spring's in, you're going to put this in. Make sure it doesn't spring off into all directions, because you just know that is going to happen. Now what the magazine wants you to do, all the way up to step 9 here, is to put it in, and then put them all 4 in, and then put these tabs on top, which I'm not going to do. I'm going to do one at a time, just so you know, because you know these are going to ping off all directions. So first things first, I'm going to load up screwdriver here, get this in where I want it, because as you can see it's already tried to ping off this one, just like that. Then I'm going to hold it down with my finger, put the tab over the top, and I'm just going to secure it with 1 screw at the moment, so I know that's not going to come out. Perfect, and that's the first one in. We're going to put another screw in now, and we're going to repeat that the next 3 times, and that's basically steps 1 to 9. I don't know quite why they want us to put the springs on and put them in first without putting the tabs on. As you can see, I just put the tab on there, because yeah, these things are going to just ping out, so I'm just going to put that in gently there while I load up another screw. And believe me, if we lose one of these springs to the carpet monster, whoops, especially in this house, I'm not finding it again. And the missus some of the things I share with you people, the missus wonders why sometimes I've got a sock over the end of the Hoover vacuum cleaner. And it's because I'm trying to find bits that I've lost on the carpet. There's no innuendos in that, I promise. But if any of you seen the film Scary Movie with Officer Doofy, yeah, that sort of thing doesn't happen in this house. Once again, with 1 sentence, I bring the stream into the gutter. Okay, so this is the 3rd one going in now. Load a screw up. See, I'm putting these in quite quick because I'm not having a problem at the moment, which is good. I really don't know why they wanted you to put all of these in first, then the tabs afterwards. That's such a difficult way to do it. As you see, my wing mirror is still sitting there nicely. I know a lot of people have had problems with breakages on that because the plastic didn't fit into the little plastic hood, and I know that the vehicle didn't have a wing mirror anyway, but I actually filed mine down to make sure it fit, because when I saw it was quite tight, I knew we were going to have a problem. This is the last one going in now. Oops. It's funny how they just like want to come out as soon as you put them in. I still can't understand why they want us to just put them all in first. It don't make sense, but there you go. Okay, last 2 screws in. I've got no idea if any of these cameras that, because I said I've got 3 cameras on the go now, if you are seeing this, but in post-production I will pick the best camera that this is looking at. Some people have asked me what I'm using to edit the videos. I use Adobe Premiere, just so you know. And this is the last screw in, and that's the 4 catches done. That is steps 1 to 9 done. Okay, I'm going to turn this over because what we're doing now, I'll move my screw box out of the way. I'm going to put this at a slight angle so you can see it on this camera, perhaps best over here. We're going to be dealing with these door catches here. As a matter of fact, I'm going to turn it around again because the first one that they're dealing with is on this side. So, we're going to be dealing with this area here, and it's hard to show you blacks. There we go. Here, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting a catch in first. This is going to be step 10. Putting the wire through, which is wire number 1, and then we're going to be securing it all into place with this sort of clip, which is going to go over the top there. I'm going to try and show you doing that at a time. I can see this is going to be the fiddliest part of the build. First thing to do is put the little switch in, which has gone in perfectly. Second thing to do is put the wire in. This is step 11. And also part of step 11, when you put the wire in, you want to make sure that you've got the white end going in and the end of all the wires here on this end here. Okay, this is going to be out. Right, you're going to be putting this switch, just making sure it's in the right way. It's going to be lying into the little cavity that you've got in this section here. But what you want to do is the wire wants to be facing down towards the hole. So when this is in, you look at that on the side camera, it's going to look like that. So the wire's down towards the hole. And then the hardest thing, we're going to try and slip this in so that the actual switch part is behind the little bit of plastic we put in. Hopefully I can do this first time, but we'll see. Oh, look at that. That's got in first time. So we've got that. I can't believe I did that. I'm going to hold it in place because that was a lot easier than I thought. And we'll get a screw in there. Remember that the black things are directional. So that's the first one in. That was excellent. Let's see if we can have the same sort of luck on the second side. Okay, so again, we're going to be working on this side here. And obviously, we've already picked out the thing we're going to be using because the hole's down the bottom right. So it's going to be going on the right side. We're going to put this little catch in first, which is probably the hardest bit, to be honest with you. Get in there. Okay, we've got the catch in. Excellent. Okay, we're going to be putting the wire in again with the white end first, leaving the wire end out. It just goes in the back here. Loading this up into this unit here with the wire facing down towards the hole. And then once again, I'm going to put it in slightly at an angle so that that switch goes behind the thing we just put in and then pushed it in. Just like that. Oh my God, how easy was that? We managed to get that one in as well. Quick, put a screw in. Ah, get in there. Let's put it in with my hand. I'm getting nervous now because I didn't even think I was going to do that. I thought, when I looked at the instructions, I have to say, I thought that would be the hardest bit of this whole build. And it looks to me like the hardest bit of the whole build is actually just putting a screw in there. Get in there. Oh my God, I can't get a screw in. Come on. I'm just going to tip it upright and let gravity help me. There we go. So that's in like that. We'll get that started. Excellent. And then screw it all the way in. Can you see that on the near cameras? There we go. I'll just show you. It's hard to show you, but we'll get that screw in. And then once that's done, you should be able to have a switch that you can push in like that on both sides. Absolutely perfect. So that was steps 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and... no, 15. 16 and 17 we're doing now. We're going to flip this whole thing over again. And all we're going to do is doing a little bit of wire tidy with these wires going into these 2 bits here and here. We've got 2 connection points here and here. Matter of fact, I'm going to put that screw box just back under here again. And we're going to be doing exactly the same on the other side. So first things first, the screws, just so you know, go in the holes closest to this metal bar here. So you've got 1, 2, 3 and 4. So I always have problems with these things, just so you know. So if I find this very fiddly, you know why. But we'll try and get this in first time and see what happens. Excellent, that's the first one going in. And we'll do the second one. Same way, I'm going to hold the screwdriver just like a pen, and I think that's the easiest way I'm going to get this in. Doesn't matter about the where the cable is at this time, because it's so loosely held underneath here, you can move it around afterwards, no problems at all. So I'm going to hold that in. Sorry if you can't see this, but this is the only way I can get these things in. I think the other problem that you have when you try and line these up, and you'll notice that because you're screwing blacks in on blacks, and it probably doesn't show up very well on camera at all, it's hard to see. But we've got those two in there, and you can move that around afterwards to how you want it. We're going to do exactly the same to the other side here. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just flip that around, and I will put this on that side, and I'll figure out the best camera angle in post-production, but we'll load this screwdriver up as well. There's only 2 more screws to put in, so we'll put this one in first. That's the third one in. And last but not least, we'll load up the screw, hold it like a pen. Let's get this last one in. That looks like it's gone in perfect. Excellent. That's the fourth one in. So we'll tip this back over. Put this over my little screw box there. So we've got 2 door catches in here. They're all working fine, and we've trailed the wires through the back. That was issue 66 completed, and that was fiddly. Issue 67, we're going to be doing the door, which don't look half as bad. But yeah, I'm guessing a lot of you had problems with that, and I'm just glad that I didn't have as many problems as I thought I'd have. Otherwise, this video would have been edited like hundreds of times, but we'll have to see. Now, my deliveries used to come every month in groups of 4, but because I wasn't getting them from Eagle Moss, and as you know, a lot of times I wasn't getting them for 3 months, I've decided to get these weekly now. So every Thursday I go down to the news agents and I get the next issue. So issue 67 is going to be out this Thursday. But other than that, hope you like that video. One other thing to mention, if you're not a member of the Facebook group now yet, or you want to see some of the mods that are going on in this vehicle, not just from me, but from what other people are providing, then head on over to the links in the description. I've got the modding group on there, and I've got the Facebook groups on there, and we're happy to welcome you into that group. Other than that, take care.